Good morning. We're going to make some gravy today. I've got to have it for breakfast, so I'm going to make it in front of you. When you're making gravy, you can use any kind of grease that has a flavor. In other words, you could use leftover bacon grease, leftover sausage grease. You could use grease where you fried your chicken in or your pork chops. Or you could do leftover beef broth. So grease that came off of your beef or your pork roast. Mother used to make great pork roast gravy. Any kind of fat will work as long as it has a good flavor. Now today, I've got sausage grease in my skillet, and that is about 3 tablespoons. I'm going to turn my eye on high. And I've got 3 tablespoons of grease and 3 tablespoons of flour. You kind of want it equal. In other words, if you were making gravy for a crowd, you would want to use more than that. More grease than that and more flour than that. That makes more gravy than that. Y'all see my pretty brooch was given to me by a sweet follower? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I thought that'd be pretty for Christmas time to wear it. And I got this new apron that they gave me. Isn't that cute? I'm so excited. And they gave me these. A little sparkle this morning for Christmas time. All right, so it's melted. I've got water out here. I've got milk out here. Let me turn it around where you can see. I've got milk out here. And I've got a little bit of this. This is, you know how when you have meat and you put the juice in the refrigerator, that the grease comes to the top and the broth is at the bottom. This is the broth from the sausage. All right, so it's hot now. So here's what you do. When it gets hot, you sprinkle your flour in. I hope I don't have too much flour. I'm going to see. I'm going to put part of it in there and we'll see how it works. I think I've got too much. I'm going to get that brown. Let me get a whisk. Get some of those knots out of it. I got too much flour. So I just put probably a tablespoon and a half in there, okay? You get it as brown as you want it. I could put a little bit more in there. You don't want it too gummy. That's what I'm trying to avoid, okay? All right, can y'all see that? How pretty it's doing? You're browning it up. You're cooking your flour. You get it like you want it. Then you're going to put in your water or your milk. I love water gravy, but sometimes, that's got a glare on that. Let me turn this big light off. I think that works better for you, doesn't it? Huh? Let's see. There, how's that? All right, it's brown, so I'm gonna put a little water in it. I'm going to put a little broth in it from my, if you don't have broth, that's all right. It's just that broth is real tasty. Okay, and now I'm going to put a little milk in it. You do not have to put milk. You can put all water. All right. I've got my bowl in the oven. And the reason I do is because I am trying to heat it up. I don't want, all right, there we go. Now you're going to taste it and see how much salt and pepper that you need to add. Don't ever add your salt and pepper to broth gravy or any kind of grease gravy until you've tasted it. And the reason being that it might have some salty flavors in it, okay? Let me get my bowl out over here. I had it in the oven, heating it up. It's a little bowl, okay? And it's nice and hot. It needs more water because it's getting too thick, so put a little water. Okay, now we'll taste it. It does not need salt, not one bit. Now that's what I'm telling you about. It doesn't need it, but it does need a little pepper. Okay? And that's it. Now wasn't that easy? And you could eat this over rice. You could eat it over creamed potatoes. You could eat it over biscuits. I used to, when I was a kid, Mother had loaf bread, and we would eat it over loaf bread. Have you ever done that? All right, so now you've got you a nice little skillet here of good brown gravy. We'll turn it down real low and let it simmer a while and all the flavors get together. And I will say this. When you're ready to serve it, and I'm going to put this in this bowl right here, this warm bowl. Sometimes it'll thicken up, so have you enough milk or water or something in there. I wouldn't put all milk unless you were making milk gravy, and I'm not. So I'm going to leave some water and some of the other. And that's really all you do to make gravy. But if your grease is not flavorful, then the gravy's not going to be flavorful. So save your sausage grease. I've got my sausage in the oven cooking. I've got link sausage in there in a black skillet with about that much water in the bottom of the black skillet, and I've got foil on the top of it. That's to keep it moist, and so it kind of steams in there. And when they're done, which will be about 35-40 minutes, 35 probably, I'm going to pour the grease and the broth and the water, whatever, in there, in this. And the grease will come to the top and solidify. And the broth will be down there under it. So you'll know which one is which, okay? I hope y'all have a great day today, and that everything goes well for you today, and that you have a happy Thursday. That's what day of the week it is. It's December on a Thursday, I think. I don't know what the day is. Maybe the 5th or 6th or something like that. What is Thursday? And of 2024. And I thank you for watching me on YouTube, for following, and for being with me this morning. And can't we go ahead and wish each other a Merry Christmas, even though it's not quite Christmas yet? Merry Christmas, y'all. Love y'all. Bye-bye.